former Alabama wide receiver, my good man Matt Caddell, who played from 2003 to 07, and we're bringing back the famous locker drop game, where if Matt and I like it, we lock it on up. If we're not feeling it, we drop it on out of the equation. Matt, are you ready to play locker drop with me?
I'm ready, Stephen. Let's get it started.
It's ready to get the locker drop game going. Everybody's been waiting on this, Matt, since the first time we unveiled this game. I think John Ivory's been waiting on this too. We're going to get into it right now. So, first question here of the locker drop game, the LSU edition of this matchup. Here we go. So, Mac Jones, quarterback Mac Jones, he saw Tua Tagovailoa take a heartbreaking loss last year at Bryant-Denny. So this is his show. It's his team. Nick Saban's going to look to probably run up the score in this game because he felt this team got disrespected last year. But do you see Mac Jones throwing for 500 yards in this game? Lock or drop?
I'm going to have to drop. I just think Mac's going to have a big game, probably around 300, a couple, maybe 3 or 4 touchdowns again. Maybe 5 again, and I just think, they're going to try to get Bryce in. I just think Alabama's going to try to save the 500-yard game for the SEC championship against Florida.
So you got dropped there, saving the 500 game for the SEC title potentially against Florida. I'm going to go drop myself. I think Alabama's going to run the score up, absolutely, but they're going to want to have a balance to it as well. I see Mac between 350 and 450. Highest 450. Ooh. Don't quite see him at the 500 yard just yet. I agree with you. I think they get Bryce Young in, get him some reps against LSU as well. I see him between 350 and 450. But this takes us to the next question. So if Mac doesn't get the 500, Najee Harris, do you see Najee getting at least 250 total yards in this game, lock or drop, Matt?
I'm going to say drop. I think I got Najee getting around.
Oh, no.
I think I got him getting around 120 rushing yards, a couple touchdowns, and maybe like 40 to 50 yards in receiving in the passing game. And I think they're going to try to use Brian Robinson. I know he's got to make up from the Auburn game, so I wouldn't mind seeing a dose of Najee, Brian Robinson, and some of the freshmen as well.
You're going to go drop you got drop, Matt. I'm saying lock this in. Najee Harris will get 250 total yards in this game because remember, last year, Najee became a man in this game last year. Yeah. For those of you that remember this. Last season, 19 carries, 146 yards, 1 touchdown rushing. He had 3 catches, 44 yards receiving, and another score. I feel like in this game, Nick Saban's going to give this man the ball and say, young man, wreak havoc behind this offensive line. I see Najee about 160 rushing, 160 to 175 rushing. Could have 50-plus receiving. I do see Najee Harris 250 total in this matchup here against LSU. So I'm locking that one in. As we move this over now to one Jaleel Billingsley. Now, we know what Devontae Smith is capable of. John Mechie's had a good year. He's had a solid year as number 2nd wide receiver, taking over for Jalen Waddle, who's got the injury, trying to come back for the playoff. But Jaleel Billingsley's starting to pop here now, Matt. I mean, against Kentucky, 3 catches, 78 yards, got his first career touchdown in the Iron Bowl. But do you see Billingsley, especially with LSU having Eric Gilbert, do you see Billingsley outshining Gilbert and catching 2 touchdown passes in this game?
I'm going to say lock because I think with the matchup of Smitty and Stingley, I think Stingley's going to try to, really prove himself again against Smitty. And I think they have another good cornerback for Mechie. So I think that just opens up the playbook for Billingsley to get open. He's a mismatch against linebackers, some of those safeties. So I got him at least getting 2 touchdowns to really kind of open up the offense. They're ready that way. LSU's going to have to key on them. Once they start keying on them, then it's going to open up for Smitty and Mechie.
I like it, Matt. I like the lock there for Jaleel Billingsley. I really do. But I'm going to go drop here. And the reason why even with how good Billingsley is and he's popping, you can try all you want to stop Devontae Smith, but you have to stop him, and it's been difficult for teams all year. I think it's going to be difficult for Derek Stingley again because the dude, you can put Smitty at X, you can put him in the slot, you can put him at Z. He is burning secondaries the entire season. I think John Mechie will have a big say in this game as well. I do see Billingsley catching 3 to 4 receptions, maybe even 1 touchdown, but I'm not going to give him 2 just yet. So we move on now to the freshman wideouts in this game. So in your opinion, Matt, do you see a freshman receiver, whether it's a Javon Baker, a Thaiu Jones-Bell, a Trayshawn Holden, do you see a freshman wideout emerging in this game against LSU?
I'm going to say lock. I think Baker's had a couple of games under his belt. I think we really need to get him involved in the passing game against a defense like this. That way we can build confidence moving forward, going in the SEC championship and the playoffs. So I'm going to say lock. I think Baker, he didn't miss a block versus Auburn last week, and so I think he's going to be really focusing to get better, and I think this is a time for him to at least get a catch or 2.
I like that option there, Matt. Love that option, but I'm going to go drop here also. And the reason why, Baker's got to continue earning the trust of the coaching staff along with the other guys, the other 2 guys, Jones-Bell and Holden now. I can see a freshman starting to make that impact either in the SEC championship game or the college football playoff. I just feel like Saban probably is trying to hold a lot of these guys until those big moments where he can then unleash and catch people off guard, catch other teams, defensive coordinators by surprise. So I'm going to say drop here, though I like your idea there. I like your thought process on, Baker having a chance to really do something against this LSU secondary. So now we go to the defensive part of this. Alabama's defense as a whole, can it get at least 5 sacks against LSU?
Lock it up. I think Chris Allen is coming in his own. I think he's averaged maybe a sack the past couple of games. So I know we're going to get 1 from him. I think William Anderson is coming off a great game. His first sack versus Auburn, I think he's going to get 1. I think some of the D linemen are going to get 1. I think Malachi Moore on a blitz probably will get 1 as well. So
hold on. You're giving Malachi 1?
Yeah. They like to mix up certain blitzes and everything, especially if Hurley comes out doing well for LSU. So we probably, we like to put pressure on quarterbacks to get them to throw the ball quick. So I think I got Malachi at least get 1.
So Matt is locking this one in for the defense. I'm locking it in too. I see at least 5 sacks for this defensive front, and for the same reasons that Matt did. I think Christian Barmore gets 1 to 2. I think Christopher Allen gets 1. I think Will Anderson can get 1. Keep your eyes on Byron Young. I think he gets 1. Fidarian Mathis is from the Dirty. He's from Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
I think Big Phil, Phi Mathis can potentially get 1 in here as well and join the conversation. So I like that in also with you, Matt. Love this Alabama defensive front. The defense as a whole getting at least 5 sacks here in this matchup. So the final question to you, Matt, just a general thought right here. In this game against the LSU, what are you looking to see as the Tide go after that revenge and try to grab that revenge?
I really want to see how our defense plays, but mainly our offense. LSU really has a lot of good corners on the outside. I really want to see if Smitty can have a big game on the outside, see if our receivers can step up. I'm quite sure Stark is going to be, in his bag, dealing up plays for us to be successful. And I think Najee, as you mentioned earlier, is going to have a huge game in this game. And as always, watching the offensive line just dominate. They're so good up front. I think they're one of the top contenders for the Joe Moore Award. So for me, I really want to see our offense go against that LSU defense. I'm specifically watching that Stingley, Devontae Smith matchup for sure.
Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best in Alabama football content, subscribe here. and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.